discuss about a cloud and what is a cloud and what are the benefits of cloud kind of stuff, right? And here it is, we'll see what are the different cloud models. There is a mainly three cloud models. One is public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. What is the public cloud? Public cloud is like, anyone can use the public cloud. So I can use a public cloud and you can use the public cloud. An organization can able to use public cloud services or the internet. It's like a public cloud is a multi-tenant type. Multi-tenant. Again, what is a multi-tenant? It means, for example, it's a normal example. It is, shopping complexes are there. Shopping complex like a AMD mall, a Central Mall. Okay. Malls are there. No? So this is big malls. In the malls, you have different shops are there. Max, Zudio, Reliance. Okay. The Reliance Digital. Okay. Like different shops are there in one single complex, right? So what I am doing is I'm a build one big shopping mall. Then I rented some spaces to the different vendors. Okay, one floor completely for Reliance, one shop for a Max, another shop for a Samsung, another shop for a some other like food stalls. Some for the top floor is given completely for movie theaters. Okay, so like a maybe what I have done. So I am maintaining this entire building. I build the building and I maintain the building, and I'm getting money from the rents only. How long these people are staying? Once they are vacate, no need to pay, right? They're paying for their shop purpose, like they as long as they can stay. Once they are out of business, they will go out. Simple. So they need to pay. So it's a public cloud. It's a multi-tenant type. The cloud service provider, just like in AWS, Azure, GCP, what they will do it. Um, they will build their own data centers. They have their own data centers, and they will provide these cloud services over internet. So you have to take subscription as a personal, as an organization. You can take organization. mm, Mind is not that. Okay. So they can build their infrastructure there. They build the required, so they'll take servers, storages, all these things they will use it once completed work and they can unsubscribe it like that. So public cloud. And next one is private cloud. What is a private cloud? The private cloud is built for the same organization only. For example, you go for a DMart, single DMart centers are there. It means entire building is a DMart. Earlier my example is Big Bazaar. Okay. South India shopping mall. If you see those buildings, entire building is one single shop only. Okay, entire building one by one, place. So no other renting kind of stuff. So whatever the sales, whatever the payment for the maintenance and all, so they will get it from their business only. So the private cloud means it is also on premises data centers. Means the company build their own cloud infrastructure, own environment for their organization purpose only, not for any other. They will run their applications there, they run their products there. If the client applications also they will run in their data centers only. That is a private cloud. Then what is a hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud, you have your own private cloud. You have your own private cloud, but you got some additional project is there. For example, you got some new project. Your existing infrastructure, your existing private cloud infrastructure is not enough. You need some resources, or infrastructure resources, or maybe application related resources required from requirement is there. So you cannot put additional cost again. Okay, you cannot add additional cost to your data center. So what you will do it, you go for a public cloud. You can go for a public cloud and you connect your private cloud to public cloud, and you can decide where to run your application in private cloud or public cloud. You can control the security part also. Okay. So this is hybrid cloud, public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud is a multi-tenant. The public cloud services can be accessed by any user or a organization. Private cloud is single tenant. It means it is only for their organization purpose only. It's like a on-premises data center. A organization maintaining on-premises or on-site data center only. Okay, hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is it's a combination of private cloud and public cloud. You private inside a private cloud, if you require additional resources from the public, then you can utilize, you can run your application in your private or a public, it depends upon your requirement. You guys understand what is private, public, and hybrid cloud?
Yes, sir.
So private cloud, public cloud is for you for yours, no capital expenditure. If you are using a private cloud, public cloud, no capital expenditure. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to maintain anything also. No capital expenditure to to scale up or maintenance also not there. Okay, because cloud services provider will maintain the entire and underlying hardware infrastructure, network related, storage related, everything maintained by public cloud people. Applications can be quickly provisioned and deprovisioned. So what are the application you want to deploy on the cloud servers? You can simply start and deploy it. You can use it, the services, and you can connect and you can utilize. That's it. You don't need to worry about underlying infrastructures. Organization pay only for what they use it. I want to run my applications in my public cloud. So simply I will run it and I will pay how much resources I'm utilizing. I can do it. Okay. Private cloud. What is a private cloud? Hardware must be purchased for startup and maintenance. Hardware must be purchased for startup and maintenance. Private cloud, you have to buy capital expenditure. You have to go for capital expenditure. You have to buy the servers and you have to maintain the servers, infrastructures, applications, everything you have to maintain. That is a private cloud. Both capital expenditure is there and operational expenditure is also there. Organizations have complete control over the resources and security. Organizations have complete control over the resources and security. Of course, public cloud, the resource controlling, security controlling is by service provider. Now, that is your security. You want to allow someone to access or not allowed to someone access. Like that, you can able to decide. Security is in your hand only. Organizations are responsible for hardware maintenance and updates. Of course, anything is required for update, application update, hardware updates, maintenance, everything is by private cloud personally. Hybrid cloud provide a most flexible organization determine where to run their application in the private cloud or a public cloud, so they can determine this one. So, for example, you take banking, certain people require the security is more concern than distributions and disaster kind of stuff. They will go for private cloud for their organization, but cost of the capital and operation means cost of paying for this infrastructure and maintenance is very high. Okay, but security. Public cloud, of course, it is secure, but it is more often people are able to use it. Okay, so you can deploy your application any place based on the service provider regions and their data center. Any data center you can deploy your applications. Okay, and you don't need to pay for any servers or related hardwares, operating system or licenses. You don't need to worry about any of these things in the public cloud. Let's understand what are the three models different. differences.
Yes, sir.
And these are the service models. Cloud deployment models are cloud models. Cloud deployment models are cloud models are public, private, hybrid models. Cloud services are cloud service models are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service. These models defines different level of shared responsibilities that cloud provider and cloud tenant are responsible for. Okay, I'm going down here like this. This is the picture which is I required. On premises, you are maintaining your own private cloud or your own data center. So your organization is responsible for storage, networking, compute, virtual machines means virtual machines running in your servers, operating systems, runtimes, applications, and data. It's completely under the control and maintenance by the organization only. Okay. Next one is infrastructure as a service. What is infrastructure as a service? So infrastructure as a service means you'll access the compute related services like a virtual machines, storages, yesterday I explained the virtualization, right? Simply, I need a virtual machine. Go to the cloud, create a virtual machine, which operating system you want in it, you have to select it. So you will get the virtual machine with that operating system and install the application. To run the application, what environment is required. For example, I want a Tomcat application. Okay, I want a Tomcat to run. So I will go for a Ubuntu server or a CentOS machine. I'll go to the AWS cloud and go to EC2 instance. I'll go to EC2 instance, create a new instance with a CentOS operating system inside, and then I got a virtual machine. Now I will access a virtual machine using SSH. Okay, so I will draw and explain if in case you may feel better. Okay, so this is cloud interface. Okay, so right. So what I will do, I'll create a virtual machine inside. So if you are using AWS, it is called EC2. If you are using Azure, then we call it as a virtual machine. And you have to set what operating system. So for example, I use CentOS. It's a Linux OS operating system. From my desktop, I will connect. I will access this OS from my desktop, Putty tool. I will access it and I install that required prerequisites for installing Tomcat. What are the requirements for a Tomcat installation? Install a Tomcat and configure it and create some deploy my web application inside. Then people will access the web application website from the server directly. Okay. So this is users will have. So what I'm done, simply I create a VM and I create a, I said operating system. I'm maintaining this operating system, updates of operating system, uh, creating runtime environment to run an application, installing of application, data, access, who can able to access, who cannot able to access, everything I am managing. Okay. So this is I am maintaining. What a virtual machine, OS, application, runtime, data, and access. This entirely I am responsible. But underlying hardware, this virtual machine you are running means this a virtualization platform is there. And there is a network, a main physical network is there, operating system is there, okay? And then, storage is also there. So all these things maintained by remaining data center things will be maintained by service provider. You can see storage, network, compute services maintained by service provider. For example, AWS. So I'm created virtual machine. OS maintenance, runtime, running of applications, data, and access services. I am the responsible. That is infrastructure as a service. Okay. So I need to buy a server, I need to buy a network, I need to buy a storage. Simply it is there, it is maintained by service provider. Remaining things I will take care. Let's understand infrastructure as a service.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we got it.
Good. Got it? So the next one is platform as a service. Yeah, if anybody from CSC background, they will understand this. When you join in a college, first year, everybody learn the first year, right? C, C++. Okay. Most of the people don't know how to install C, C++. Java runtime setup, environmental variables, how to set up a Java home, Java underscore, they don't know. Okay. So they don't know how to install a Java application, Java JDK. Lot of people don't know difference between JDK and JRE also. Okay. Don't worry if you don't know also, no problem. Okay. Right. Point is, what are the setup is already pre-existing. We use the setup and build and start using it. So that is the point what I'm trying to show. It means, for example, you want to build some web application, right? So you need to take a servers. You have to know how to install these server kind of stuff. It means first one is you need a web server related things. Means you require a virtual machine with some CPU and RAM. You have to provision, and you have to provision the storage. Okay. Okay. And you have to know how to maintain this OS. Okay. How to maintain the storage. You must know. Also, you need a database server. Again, how to install the database application. You create a virtual machine. So what are the OS? Okay. On the OS, you install MySQL. Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay. I'm getting a lot of these things. Okay. So here it is. Yeah, we have virtual machine. So you must know, like a developer is there. So developer actually don't worry about what is the server, RAM capacity, storage capacities and all. So what they wanted is just a environment. They need a database service. Okay. So already there. So if he will use it. If it is not there, again you have to install. For installation and all, again I have to hire a person to create these virtual machines, create that installation of that supporting applications and all. That entire platform has to be prepared. Okay. Again, the person um, provision this processor, RAM, storage, and application installation, environment, and maintenance has to be done. Okay. This is completely infrastructure as a service. Okay. Again, you have to maintain the virtual machine, operating system, application, all these things. But what is the platform as a service? What is platform as a service? Here we don't worry about what operating system. Don't worry about what is the OS it is running. What CPU requirement, what RAM requirement, storage requirement. Means entire this VM kind of stuff, we don't worry. What we want, I want my SQL. What I want PHP server. What I want HTML server. Means for example, HTTPD web services. Or maybe what I want a Tomcat. Okay. What I want a some Java servlet is required. Okay. Or JS, JavaScript is required to run the JavaScript kind of stuff. Or maybe Node.js is required. Okay. I want this environment. I want the environment. I don't know about what is the operating system, how to install these applications. I don't know how to configure the network between them, about the CPUs, RAM requirements, storage requirements. I don't know. I'm just a developer. I don't worry about all these things. I want the environment to develop my application, to develop application and deploy my application. Okay. So I'm using some production environment. I'm a developer. I need a development environment. So I want that environment. Just I will take it and start develop an application, test the application, working. Now I have to deploy the application. So how to deploy the application means where I can able to deploy in the environment prepared only. So again, I cannot go to the server and all. I will go for a same production environment to create what are the requirement to run this application. Select it. Okay. And deploy the application. Start working. So you don't require to know the management of these virtual machines operating systems. And of course, underlying of these things also maintained by like a computational power, like a physical CPUs, network, storage is maintained by service provider, and this virtual machine, underlying virtual machines, operating system, also runtime environment. The creation of runtime environment is also maintained by service provider only. The only thing is on top of runtime, whatever the application is there, so and their data access is in your control. It is in your control. What application, how to configure it, okay, how to access it. All these things you have to manage. That is called a platform as a service. It is including runtime also maintained by things. For example, I want to develop and deploy Java application. Java runtime environment, dependent operating system, that virtual machine, compute, for networking, storage. All these things are maintained by service provider. So what I have to concentrate, developing application, working, testing of application, okay, and access of the application. These things I have to concentrate. Guys, understand platform as a service?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next one is software as a service. What is software as a service? Here, already application is developed. in this one, already application is ready. So you don't need to do anything, like you don't develop any application here. Already application is there. Example, Office 365. Example, Office 365. Google Docs. Already application is there. Yes, CRMs. Mm, like a dynamic CRM is there, na? Dynamics 365. Software as a service. Salesforce. Okay. BMC, Helix, Freshworks. Lot of software as a services are there. Simply it is log into their application and configure as per your organization. Just what are their organization name, username, okay, user accesses, data you should maintain. So this is my Office 365. I no need to do anything with an application. Just what application I require, what application name and access permission, who can able to access this document, who can able to where to store the application data. Okay, that is I have to maintain. My organization name and all I should maintain. That's it. Not more than that one. So here, this is also not there. You are no need to run any runtime environments, application development, application management, configuration, not required. Already application is available. So only thing is you connect and start utilizing the application. That is software as a service. Guys, whatever it is, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Mainly three things. Compute, network, storage is maintained by service provider. Okay. Infrastructure as a service. Additionally, you have to maintain this um, virtualization means servers like a infrastructure related things like a compute environment like a but we can say virtual machines, operating system, their runtimes, applications, data and access you have to maintain. Platform as a service, so you don't need to worry about it underlying how much CPU is required to run this application or development related kind of stuff. That environment also you don't worry. Simply I want this particular application. I want a WordPress. Last time me and Cypress sir, I showed him how to install this WordPress. First time we failed, second time I showed successful. So to install a WordPress application, first I have to take a Linux machine. We take a Linux machine, we install a Linux machine. Then some PHP have to install. HTTPD I have to install. Okay. It's a LAMP, LAMP. Linux, Apache, HTTPD, MySQL, PHP. These four things should be there to install WordPress. Okay. So then we download a WordPress, we install a WordPress, we create some database for a WordPress related database in MySQL. Okay. And we check the first time it is failed. Why? Because of version incompatibilities. Version incompatibilities. PHP version, MySQL version, what we install is not compatible with the WordPress version. Again, we removed everything, again reinstall. Next time we check the version compatibilities based on the required versions. We installed it. Finally, we installed WordPress, then it is worked. But how much work it is there? See, suppose same thing as I said, infrastructure as a service, that is platform as a service. No worries. So go to the AWS, find out where is WordPress, click on a WordPress, WordPress will be deployed and develop as per your requirement. You take a WordPress backend databases, configure there only. That already backend environment is ready for you. Don't worry about how much RAM you taken, CPU taken, operating system taken. Directly you can configure there and start developing your WordPress. Okay, and then you can deploy your website and you maintain the database data and access permission. Who can able to access? You cannot able to access kind of stuff. You can. That's a platform as a service. Software as a service. Go to directly WordPress website. Go to directly WordPress website and create a website and pay for the website thing. Already application is ready. Just click over 2 more clicks, then your page is ready. And the entire backend infrastructure maintained. Only thing is you can able to access and you can store the your web related data there. Simple software as a service. Okay. Guys, understand the difference between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
The last few points we'll go through once. This is different service providers. AWS from Amazon, AWS is one of the good service provider. Of course, in the market, AWS is also one of the leading public cloud service providers. Public cloud service provider. Next one is Azure. Microsoft Azure is a leading cloud service provider. And now it is a big competition between AWS and Azure also. Because Azure is also adapting lot of other things into the Azure. Earlier days, okay. Azure preference for Azure is people who like the Microsoft, they go for Azure. Remaining all go for AWS one. Because AWS has lot of terminologies, lot of confusion. So now what happened? Azure is adapting lot of services, which is actually giving what are what are the organization required different kind of services. All the services are now available in Azure as compared to AWS. Even AWS is also there, but more like we discussed about Active Directory. Active Directory services also directly from Azure. Entra ID or Azure ID is giving Active Directory kind of services. So you don't need to go for a domain controllers, okay, additional domain controller, backup domain controller, all these things not required to maintain. Go to Azure AD services. The name is changed to Entra Service, Entra ID, ENTRA ID, Entra ID. So that is service name change from Azure AD, okay, Azure AD, Active Directory Services. Simple, go there, give your organization name, give your users, like in organization you have 100 users, give 100 users names, then you will generate account names like a login name, passwords, take it and give it to your user, they will log in. So no need to install any servers, okay, kind of stuff. Directly you can configure our AD environment in the cloud, and you can merge or we can connect to our on-premises servers also. We can migrate our old Active Directory database to the newer Azure AD also. Okay, like this regular infrastructure related services also we can go to the Azure directly. Not only that services from Azure, regular organization daily usage services also can go for Azure. Next is of course AWS also good. Okay. Nowadays, data science, data engineering, this has become more popular, AI, ML. So these kind of related tools directly you can access from both Amazon and as well as Microsoft, AWS and Azure. Of course, GCP also it is providing that one. Next one is Oracle. Oracle Corporation is also a very big one. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is a Oracle Cloud. IBM is also providing IBM Cloud. You can digital version. So many are there, but these are the leading cloud services in the market. Private cloud. Private cloud is no one is providing any private clouds. Okay, not to the public, right? Because private cloud is for public purpose. But what I have written is how they can build a cloud environment in their data centers. They can use this type of tools from VMware. VMware is providing different type of tools for virtualization, vSphere ESXi, centralization of this virtual host access is vCenter, vCloud directory, vRealize is also for cloud connectivity purpose. From Microsoft Hyper-V for virtualization, managing multiple virtual hypervisor servers using SCVMM for cloud related environment connectivity. Okay, SCCM is also useful. Even from the Zen servers also, from Citrix also we are getting for virtualization Zen servers, and remaining things also we are there. And another one beautiful application is there called a OpenStack. What is this OpenStack? OpenStack is a open source private cloud platform. It means you are already having a virtualized environment, means hypervisor servers are there. Server virtualization is there, storage virtualization is there, network virtualization environment is there. But you want to interfere, you want to connect your infrastructure like a cloud interface. You need an interface to connect your infrastructure. But so this OpenStack provide that interface, okay, to connect your infrastructure. Okay, so like that's why it is called a private cloud platform. Guys, any cloud you go, whether it is AWS or maybe Azure or GCP. The basic things are it has some domains like a compute domain, database domain, storage domain, network domain, messaging domain, security and identity and compliance domain is also. Okay, you take EC2 instance, AWS, that is compute domain. Elastic block storages, auto scaling, elastic bean stack, all these things, okay, comes under compute. Database services, MySQL, like RDS services like a MySQL, Oracle SQL, MS SQL, MariaDB, Aurora DB, okay, and NoSQL like a DynamoDB, Cosmos DBs as a database domain. Storages, S3 buckets, EBS, bulk, backups, these are all storage related services. Network, Route 53, DNS, VPCs, cloud finds, these are network related services. Internet gateway services, VPN services, these are network related services. Messaging services, you got some change is there, some alert is generated, you should get that infrastructure related alert. So you can use the monitoring, and from that when you find an alert, then you want to receive to your mobile phone. So then we use SNS, okay, simple notification system. Lot of processes happen, you have to queue that process, one process completed, then next and next. So you have to queue this process, okay. So for that one we use SQS, so one by one process, okay, queuing system. SES, simple email services, like you want to receive a mail based on your infrastructure up and running, changes, events, okay, so that is SES. Security, identity and compliance. IAM, KMS is the most important in a cloud administration related. Who can access what kind of resources in your cloud? Who can access what services can able to access? What are the connectivity between one service to another services based on this IAM and KMS? For example, I'm an administrator, so I have to access whole infrastructure. And for example, you are a user and that there is a user, he should access only a particular virtual machine, not everything. So I allow to access, I create a user account and I've given a permission only to the specific service only. Okay. So role-based access like a read permission, write permission, access to a particular resources only, like that I can do. Viewing permissions kind of stuff. Okay, this is different domains. Understand, guys, different domains in the cloud.
Yes, sir.
The last is, yeah, examples, different example for these services. Software as a services. Salesforce is an example for software as service. Microsoft 365 or Office 365, Dynamics 365, the Google Docs, ServiceNow, lot of software as a services are there. So what is that mean? Simply connect to the web, access it, configure it. So log in to that application and do your work. That's it. For example, you are using Salesforce. So your company purchase a Salesforce for your people who are working, that Salesforce related people. So they have a login account. So they will log in. They create, administrator will create an application for their client. So what are the sales related data, purchase related data? Okay, so they will create that application on the Salesforce directly. So they don't need to worry about what is underlying infrastructure, operating system and all. They'll directly go to the Salesforce application, create a modules for their organization related or client related organizations. Same like that. Platform as a services, app services, Elastic Beanstalks, your MS SQL server from your cloud related one. Okay. Oracle also having a Oracle database cloud is also there. So, okay. So these are all already explained platform as a service. So examples are very less. IaaS, compute services, generally auto scaling services, auto load balancing services, EC2 instances, EBS instances like that. It is. Storage, AWS, S3, Azure bulbs, block storages, storage services. Last, I put a one thing, cloud storages. When people hear, people already something has an idea about AWS or Azure. When we discuss about a cloud storage, they will tell about a S3 and bulb. I'm talking about a personal cloud storage. Personal cloud storage means OneDrives, Google Drives, iClouds. This is personal storage. Guys, never tell cloud means storage. Now you know what is a cloud. At least some of you already know. Okay, some may not be know. So at least you know at least all of the person. What is a cloud? Cloud is providing computational services over the internet with a pay as you go model. Different compute services like a servers, storages, databases, applications. Okay. So some analytical skills, intelligent kind of stuff, some ETL tools. What are different? So many are there. Okay. So these things we are able to access through our public, through the internet, right? So that is a cloud. Cloud does not mean storage. Of course, there is a cloud storage services also there. What are there? Google Drive, this OneDrive, all these things, cloud related storages. Okay. So of course, these questions are more funny. Which of the following is not cloud computing category? You know, that is software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. All these are cloud computing related one. Network as a service is not there. Okay. Which of the following statement is true? With operating expenditures, you are responsible for purchasing. Purchasing means capital. So you can avoid this one. Okay. With the capital expenditure, you are only responsible for resources that you use. No, no, no. You are purchasing this one, not using. So this is we can see. Operating expense, you are only responsible for computing resources that you use. That point. Okay. Operating means you are only responsible usage related. Okay, which of the following is not a type of cloud computing? Private, public, hybrid, or cloud. Distributed cloud is not. This is important. This is one only important. Which of the following is not a benefit of cloud service? Not benefit. Scalability, benefit. Okay. Disaster recovery, benefit. High availability, benefit. Geo isolation. Actually, cloud is geo distribution, not isolation. It's not in the one place. It will be there in the different regions, not in single region, multiple regions are there. It is the point of, it's not a benefit or it is nothing. If it is a cloud is geo isolation, we don't use the cloud. Cloud is geo distribution. Okay. And this is some summary. So you can take. That's it for your cloud computing. Okay. Anything? Any doubts related to the cloud? This is basic of cloud. That's it. Not more. Tomorrow we will going to discuss about Office 365 first. Okay, Office 365. So different things about Office 365. What is Office 365? Different models in it. Okay, what is meant by SharePoint kind of stuff. Those things we will discuss tomorrow. Everything is good about a cloud, guys. Can you able to tell few points about a cloud, right? This is the point. 1, 2, 3. Or this is 1, this is 2. This is the main, what is the cloud? Benefits of cloud. Okay, properties of cloud are advantages of cloud. High availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, geo distribution, and disaster recovery. Okay, and different, of course, other benefits. Cloud models or cloud deployments, public, private, hybrid cloud. Differences. Cloud service models, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Differences. Cloud service providers, different cloud service providers, different cloud domains, service provider and their domains, different domains in the cloud. Okay. Examples. You give more example kind of stuff, it means you understand the actual concept. Okay, guys. Up to here, up to now.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. That's it for up to. Tomorrow we'll discuss about Office 365